Happy Halloween. We've decided to stream from the galactic core today because I don't want my rage to infect Earth and the sun and so on. So let's get started, shall we? Here's the closest star. In 1700 angstroms from the STO. We'll show you more footage momentarily. But first, let's play some tracks.
Step down. Disaster.
It may be that the data's been protected.
By the way, a new active region has risen over here. It's a sunspot and it's large. It's only alpha class. These sunspots have degraded. Happy Halloween, by the way, and welcome to our Halloween edition of the Daily Space Weather. Here's sunspot 2887. Here's sunspot 2891. And I think that's 2893.
Alright, I gotta stop with the stilted voice because it's gonna wear out. The radio flux has come down to 107, I think. And we do see some ejecta arriving at the Earth at the moment. Here's the radio flux in context. That's a 1-year graph. And I don't know what the hell is going on with my software today. It's about ready to have me start to break things. Radio flux down to 107. Solar flux units. So all that geomagnetic storm and KP7 stuff, they've moved it back again. And I'm not so sure we're going to ever see any sort of a KP7 here. I'm sort of not thinking so. However, you never know, so we'll keep an eye on it today. By the way, we see a bit of a 7 magnitude earthquake drought happening here. Check out this classic slope. 7 magnitude earthquake droughts end in large earthquakes. So here is the USGS map. And let me just check the life of the stream here because this video was originally streamed live to twitch.tv/smAsho. And thanks to all of our new viewers over there at twitch.tv/smAsho. Look for more and more live streams coming to Twitch. So no major quakes here over the past 24. There was a 5.5 at Timor-Leste. There was a 4.7 at the South Sandwich Islands region. The most seismically active portion of the planet here for the past few weeks. The Caribbean saw some quakes as well as Hawaii. One near the Texas-Mexico border, probably a stampede of people crossing the border to the north. Kermadec Island saw a 5.0. And New Zealand saw a 4.3 at over 215 kilometers estimated depth. By the way, volcanoes be erupting. Here's Cumbre Vieja at La Palma. And it looks like we're seeing a lava flow here. There is sound on that. It's chimedia.es/play if you like to go look at that yourself. I don't know why they're not showing the caldera, but whatever. In any case, La Palma still erupting. Last report there, 18,000-foot ash plume. I'd like a zoomed-out image of that, please. Abiko, flight level 060, 6,000-foot ash plume, Sakurajima. 8,000-foot ash plume from Sakurajima. Subanose-jima, flight level 100, 10,000-foot ash plume. Semeru, 14,000-foot ash plume over East Java. Fuego exploding, 15,000-foot ash plume over Fuego. Nevado del Ruiz, volcanic ash not seen in satellite. It could be cloudy and erupting. Sangay exploding. 19,000-foot ash plume over Ecuador from Sangay. 15,000-foot ash plume over Ecuador from Revenador, as Revenador explodes as well. Sabancaya, 25,000-foot ash plume produced through the explosive activity of Sabancaya. Please don't pole vault the caldera. Please do visit our links and support the channel. Let's look at some magnetic data here from the GO 16 and 17. There's a 3-day chart from them. Again, a little bit of plasma just showing up here recently. So we've decided to do the entire series of videos today live. It'll be a space weather cosmology segment and a meteorology segment all in one. So here's your magnetic data for the heliospheric current sheet. You can see Earth is solidly in a North Pole current sheet here, shown in green. And here's the line of sight data on the essentially the same thing here. It also shows you the solar magnetogram. You can see some sunspots in the south and in the north. Here's your coronal hole plot. You can see a large trans-equatorial coronal hole region there in the northeast. Right up there where my pointer is. And those aren't real well-defined coronal holes at the moment. There's a lot of plasma in between Earth and Sun at the moment, and here is 193 angstroms, which shows you a lot of that. It's good at showing coronal holes. This is ionized iron, one of the many spectral states of ionized iron. So some coronal holes rotating in here just behind sunspot 2891. We'll be keeping an eye on them, and when I say ion, pardon the pun. Here's detected sunspot groups and solar flare probability. Likelihood of major flares is still there, as sunspot 2887 and 2891 are both beta-class sunspots. Beta-gamma-class sunspots, for that matter. And here's the flaring profile over the past 3 days. There is one M-class flare included in that. If you look at the 7-day chart, you'll see an X-class flare. We normally show the 3-day chart. There it is. And here's the proton flux. It's slowly subsiding here as we forecasted it would be there for days. I put up the 7-day for that reason. And those relativistic protons showed up only an hour after the coronal mass ejection. Back of the napkin math indicates they were traveling at about 23,000 miles per second. Yeah, 23,000 miles per second is pretty quick. It's about 1/8 the speed of light. So here's your absorption at the d ionosphere layer, and that's caused by those relativistic protons which showed up. They tend to stay there for days, as you can see, and Antarctica getting a larger dose as it is spring in the southern hemisphere. The ionosphere. It's been altered by space weather, yes. So radio blackouts going on there around Antarctica. It's a bad day for high-frequency radio communications on the southernmost continent. Next, we'll look at the real-time solar wind. And I'll look at the life of the stream once again, and everything looks AOC. Just kidding, folks. It looks just fine. So here we see some sudden undulations happening just recently. This looks like a coronal mass ejection strike here. Very diffuse coronal mass ejection strike and not very fast. So reaching about 430 kilometers per second and about 15 protons per cubic centimeter. This section here also looks like it would be a coronal mass ejection strike or associated with one, as we see this signal happening in the BTBZ phi angle, density, speed, and temperature all at the same time. Sometimes coronal mass ejection plasma is colder or hotter than the ongoing coronal hole wind stream regime. So in any case, that's the current situation. Another little weak strike here. The BTBZ shifted at the same time as that little strike happened also. So perhaps NOAA correct there. Maybe we will see a KP of 7. I tend to doubt it, as most of the ejecta associated with that X-class flare was probably not directed toward Earth. Some of it certainly was, though. So here we'll see a little density wave coming in. We're showing the density on the Geospace Magnetosphere movie for once. And right there you can see that little density spike happening. Keep in mind this shows high density in dark blue and low density in white. There's that little density spike. And we'll show you the pressure also. Bring that back. So the last one was protons per cubic centimeter being modeled. This one is nanopascals magnetohydrodynamic pressure being modeled. And you catch a little meager and minor coronal mass ejection strike right here. So there's a great example of what the model believes will happen when that occurs. Next, ground magnetic perturbations. And we've been noticing equatorial magnetism here for the past, I'll say 12 hours or so. And we should see some polar magnetism kick up here a little bit at the end. Right there, a little bit of polar magnetism happening when those protons arrive. So just a tiny little spike there. We'll see if that gets more intense throughout the day. Maybe we'll make another video if indeed it does. And happy Halloween. So here's the Halloween breakdown of the solar system. Mercury's going over there to give Mars some company. Let's forecast this for 1 week. By the way, tomorrow is All Saints' Day. And the 2nd is All Souls' Day. And there's where things will be on the 6th. May your soul not be cast into an ever-deepening and darkening abyss of non-existent Birkeland currents and dog duke. Next, a star chart. It's in-the-sky.org. Oh my God, I like to know what's going on above my head, so I face mine to the south. I'm currently facing the south. The yellow line's the ecliptic. And the sun will cross the galactic plane as it moves from Gemini to Taurus. I don't know if that scares you or not. Maybe our cosmology segment will frighten you. So let's get to it. It's going to be pretty short, but let's get to it nonetheless. Darkness. The universe is full of darkness. Right? Dark matter, dark energy, and dark matter, and darkness. Anyway, that's the cosmic web, by the way, what you're looking at there. And those orange areas, those are baryonic matter. That's things like stars and planets. And what you're made out of, baryons, yeah. The rest of it is dark matter. That's where there's a bunch of invisible stuff that's causing gravity to be a thing, and let's don't forget about dark energy. Or do we live in a universe of light? What do you think? Let us know in the comments. That's one of my favorite Pierre-Marie Robitaille quotes. We live in a universe of light, not dark matter and dark energy. But I won't get into the theories behind that, except to say I think there may be some missing baryons. And the harder we look, we keep finding more and more baryons, like magnesium galaxies and all kinds of other funky heavy metals out there. Heavy metals, light metals, everything beyond helium on the periodic chart is considered a metal in cosmology. And I'm not even going to get started on the cosmic microwave background, just to say that it's a challenge to go measure the cosmic microwave background at L2. And let me know if you get the same data as at L1. By the way, that's the apod.nasa.gov astronomy picture of the day. So far the coronal mass ejection strikes have been a dud except for that proton event. Although that hasn't been particularly insane either. It's pretty chill. We may see a little uptick here in the auroral forecast. Just in the final little smidgen of this video, you may see a little kick up there. Nothing to write home about. And we may see some geoelectric spikes as well, but so far, it's been a nothing burger. Was the model wrong? Was the plasma forecasted as faster than it really was? Was it traveling at a slower speed? And here you see a little bit of a kick up there in the induced electricity in the U.S. power grid. But it doesn't look like an ongoing increase. So anyway, yeah, cosmology, that counts. We're not picking any random numbers or going to the Neil Gorell Swift Bat X-ray Observatory today. We just kept that one short. And by the way, we've got some charging hazards here. The total dose hazard quotient is derived from the greater than 5 mega electron volt protons measured by the GOES satellites. So we could see some communications blackouts, some radio blackouts, and so on as a result of the ionospheric disruptions caused by those protons. No charging hazards in the classical sense of the term. Here are the relativistic electrons over the past year. And here they are over the past 3 days, measured by the GOES 16 and 17. Here's the forecast. We actually see some anomalous levels of electrons here. Here's a diagram of the atmosphere to show you where the Van Allen belts are located, because we're going to show you the total electron content forecast next. And we're seeing very chaotic and dense bands of electrons here. So we're seeing anomalously high electron flux around the equator, as well as over places like North America. I'll let this play through a second time. This will show you where GPS errors are most likely to occur. It also gives you insight into Earth's magnetosphere and the ionosphere, really, as this is the electrons through the entire air column, all the way up to like 20,000 miles of altitude where your GPS satellite's located. Here's another diagram of the atmosphere to show you where the F layer is, the F ionosphere layer, that is. And there it is. Just the slice of the ionosphere known as the F layer in vibrational frequency. So we can expect to see anomalies here as well, as they often do coincide with the total electron content forecast. And indeed, we do see both high frequency and low frequency anomalies. Let's bring up the latest image. That's 10:30 Universal Time. Here's the anomalygram. That was the ionogram in megahertz. This is the anomaly in megahertz from the 30-day median. You're seeing lots of high-frequency anomalies south of the equator, which is what you would expect during periods of geomagnetic unrest. During springtime, the springtime portion of the planet gets a little bit higher frequency than the autumn side, so it just makes sense. No real surprises here. There's the latest image. That's also 10:30. There's the ionogram, and there is the anomalygram. Now, normally at this moment, we would pause the video and do our meteorology segment, but today it's all going to be together. So let me just cut back to the galactic core again. The very scary portion of the galaxy known as Sagittarius A star is right up there where that blue circle is. You see that little blue dot? That's the scary, scary Sagittarius A star. Meteorology. Some people think it's scary. If there's a hurricane or a tornado bearing down on you, it's certainly scary. Anyway, here are the jet streams of the Western world. Hopefully they won't spell death for any of our viewers, because we need the views on YouTube. Here are the surface winds of the Western world. We'd like you to be able to forecast your own weather. That's why yesterday's title was formulated thusly. Here are the surface winds of the East. Shout out to our viewers from under and from the eastern portion of the Northern Hemisphere. Here are the jet streams of the East, looking a little more coherent on this side of the planet. Let's continue on. Here's your snow forecast. And that's only a 42-hour forecast, folks, so that's going to be pretty accurate. Wyoming and Nebraska getting quite a bit of snow here. Just a couple inches, but a significant blanketing if those places weren't already covered. I think Wyoming is pretty snowy at the moment. And there you can see some winter storm watches and frost advisories, some hard freezes for northern Illinois. It's going to be a cold day in Chicago, I think. If your county's lit up, just click your county. That's weather.gov. Here's your NASA GOES lightning mapper. No terrestrial lightning in the U.S. at the moment. How about a real-time lightning map from lightningmaps.org? Give it a minute. We are streaming live. And there you go. Quite a lot of lightning around Central America. We actually did have some isolated strikes here, west of Boise. Anyway, there's your global lightning map from lightningmaps.org. Did you know we're on BitChute? Yeah, we've got exclusives there. Look for more coming soon, as I've got a lot of things to rant about. Our last exclusive was, well, you'll have to go find out yourself, thanks to our BitChute subscribers. If you're new to the channel, make sure you press like and subscribe on YouTube. Tell your friends and foes about us. I don't think the algorithms are helping with our operation. I think they're hurting our operation. What say you? What say you, Sagittarius A-star? Are you hoping Facebook, Google, and Twitter's servers all burn simultaneously? I can't. The Galactic Core is able to think such smart things? I mean, geez, wouldn't that be a nightmare? That would be a nightmare. Let's transition to a musical pick. If you haven't heard of this band Lucifer, well, we've put up a community post for this track, Nightmare. Here's a clip. All right, enough of that. Next, thanks to the Smash Team, please consider supporting us via the Smash Team. If you're a Patreon, please convert to the Smash Team. SMASHOMASH.com/Smash Team. There's a link on the homepage at SMASHOMASH.com. Also, go subscribe to Kyle Warner. Come on, folks. He's got nearly 100 subscribers. And we can't do a collabo with him until he gets to 100. His most popular song is Autumn Leaves, at least on YouTube. Here's a clip from this one. Another Halloween musical choice during our meteorology segment. I want to feel you in my soul. Oh, he made a soul statement. Very nice. Remember, folks, always have a soul statement ready. Because if your soul is cast into an ever-deepening and darkening abyss of doom, destruction, and dog turds, you may never find yourself back in the river Styx. Today's featured product is Dimension of the Year Hell, unanimously voted to be Dimension of the Year 2020. Commemorate it by picking up some products at our Redbubble shop. You can find a link to that. It's SMASHO merch link on the homepage at SMASHOMASH.com. We've created a massive web ring to support our operations. So please assist us with that. Pick up some merch as you're cast into an ever-deepening and darkening abyss of dastardly, dim-witted Democrat douchebaggery. Or perhaps Republican douchebaggery. Or perhaps Libertarian douchebaggery. All I can say is that there's a lot of douchebaggery. A whole heapin' helpin' of douchebaggery. Something that here at the Smash News Network, least busted name in news, we avoid at all costs. If you go to SMASHOMASH.com/SmashTeam, once you log in, this is the page you'll see. If you click on posts, you'll see all kinds of information nobody else gets to see, like an article about superionized water. There are 3 levels, basically. By the way, our Twitch channel has been regularly streaming the GO 16 SUVI imagery. And check it out. It's Filament Pierre Marie. We've been naming filaments. And that's the latest one. It's enough to have a coronal mass ejection watch now in effect. There's a filament down here as well. And of course, significant sunspots. But yeah, so it's Filament Pierre Marie. We've been naming filaments. That's the latest named filament. Leave us a comment if you know why it's named that. Again, this video was originally streamed live to Twitch, twitch.tv/SmashoMash. Thanks to all of our new followers over there, twitch.tv/SmashoMash. And happy Halloween to Twitch. There'll be lots more content coming there. And we've been picking up lots more viewers over there. Cheers to everybody over at Twitch. Next, we're at windy.com, looking at pressure maps. And we're going to advance this into tomorrow. Here's the pressure forecast for tomorrow, Monday, November 1st, All Saints' Day, the Catholic answer to the pagan holiday of Halloween. And tomorrow is All Souls' Day, the Protestant answer to the Catholic answer to Halloween. Yeah, All Souls' Day. Anyway, that's the pressure forecast according to the European model. tomorrow at, actually, that's 11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Now, I've got to press refresh here because it took me too long to do show prep. So just bear with me a quick moment here. I've got to bring up some satellite imagery. And some radar. So here's the radar for the lower 48. That's radar.weather.gov. And this low pressure system taking its time. It looks like it's over maybe Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania at the moment. And just bear with us a minute here. Getting a little bit of a laggy environment happening. All right, there we go. I do have about 97 tabs open at the moment. We don't normally do a live stream like this. But today we decided to make an exception. Anyway, once again, there's the lower 48. There is the cloud layer. I think that low might be over central New Jersey. Something like that. It's pretty close to me at the moment. Anyway, there's a recap, cloud layer, and the water vapor map. And that's our meteorology segment. Normally I say I'm signing off from the Smash News Network least busted name in news. Today, I'm just continuing to stream live. Here come our bonus features. They're going to start out with the El Teide ground-based solar observatory. Yes. Here's the hydrogen alpha imagery from El Teide. And it looks like we actually see some activity happen here from 2891. Could be a CME happening as we do the live stream. I wouldn't be surprised, would you? Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. Here's the latest intensity gram. And we'll see if this sunspot is still alpha class. And indeed it is. It's quite large. Alpha class. That's beta class and degrading. That's beta class and still significantly likely to produce major flares. Again, coronal mass ejection watch will be keeping an eye on, and when I say eye on, pardon the pun, filament Pierre Marie in the northeast. There's 2887. That's 2891, just quietly hanging. And I think that one's going to be called 2893. So we've got a few more animations here from the SDO. Here's 171 angstroms. And this is the sunspot that sent some protons our way that are just arriving now, 2887. And here's this active region rising. And that's all she wrote. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, stare at the sun, attempt to understand the physics. Congratulations on realizing the channel exists. Happy Halloween, and may that solar wind be at your back.